It is all happening right now. So here's the story, briefly. Congo Square Preservation Society was founded and formalized in 1984, but they only formalized a tradition that was practiced in this area way before New Orleans became a city. This is a time where indigenous Americans, the Homa, the Cholas, the Chapatulas, the Chickasaw, and others were here. We pour libations for those great and mighty people because if we don't remember them, the stories that they have to tell us, the rituals that they have left us, we will treat it as not valuable. Also, we want to remember it because the things that they suffered should never happen again. Genocide should never occur again. Taking people's children should never occur again. Robbing people of their culture should never occur again. But when we remember these ancestors, we keep the tradition, the ritual, and the gift of their existence alive. And we pour libations and remember those great and mighty people, and we say Ashe.
Ashe. Ashe.
And we pour libations for those ancient ones, those whose names we don't know, cultures we have never practiced, but we're beneficiaries of that. And the DNA we carry in our bodies. We pour libations because if we do not remember those, it is a terrible mistake we make, and we are acting as if we do not belong, and that's an illusion. So we pour libations for those great and mighty people who lived in what was once called the Pangea, when all continents were together, and we remember their greatness. We remember all that they have left for us now, and we say Ashe.
Ashe.
Now we remember when the tectonic plates shifted. Well, I don't, but I'm the results of that. So we remember those people who had to learn to live in cold places like Denmark and Germany and Berlin. We remember people who lived in hot places, the Philippines, and people who lived in China. We remember those people who existed before time is measured as it is now. Failure to acknowledge their existence, their lives, and their deaths mean that we act as if we are not related, and that is not true either. So we pour libations as an act of remembrance, and we all say Ashe.
Ashe.
Now this all includes before enslavement occurred in America, so I want to be clear about that. Manu Masu, he was the richest man in the world and still is considered the richest man in the world. That was an African, in Africa. So let's be clear, life existed in its abundance prior to what we know as America. Ashe? So now we come here. We remember those people who were taken and stolen and traded. Those who were selected because they could harvest cotton and work the cane fields. Those who were picked because they could handle indigo and the food we have in our clothes as a result of those great and mighty people who could handle that dye and not die. We pour libations for those who were taken because they were healers, and for those who were taken because they had skill sets that would build the country we are beneficiaries of. We pour libations because failed to acknowledge them and their planned histories their parents had for them, we would negate that. Before people came to America, their families had great hopes for them as children, what they were going to become, leaders and chiefs and blacksmiths and others, before they were taken. We have to acknowledge that they are a people, not a number. A people, not a number. We pour libations for those who are bought, traded, and stolen, a part of the great Ma'afa, the slave trade. Those who died in the Atlantic Ocean, the largest graveyard in the world. Those who were jumped overboard, those who were thrown overboard, those who revolted, and those who did not. Those who chose to live so that we could be here today. We pour libations as an act of remembering those in the hull of ships. We pour libations for those who cooked in hot kitchens and died in the fields. We pour libations because failure to acknowledge them means we have made a tremendous mistake and we separate ourselves from our whole existence. And we say, Ashe.
Ashe.
And we pour libations for those 19 plus ethnic groups that are brought to New Orleans. Those Igbo, those Caraba, those Mina, the Kissi, the Congo, the Angolese, Angolans, the Mandingos, the Bambara. Those people who were brought here, baptized Catholic, didn't work on holy days, which were typically Sundays. They were worked like cattle. They were worked like mules. They were worked and worked and worked. So on the seventh day, on Sunday, come Sunday, was a chance for them to be with their family members and look the next few days. It is here that people learn how to wail and moan and dance and celebrate. It's here where people could purchase their freedom from the wares that were sold in Congo Square. Oh, the history is big and long, and you have an opportunity to learn it for yourself. But maybe every now and then when you look at something that you enjoy as delectable as gumbo, you'll think about those people. Etouffee, you'll think about those people. You think about deep fried chicken and beignets and coffee with milk. You'll think about those people. When you put more sugar in your drink, you think about people who worked in sugar cane fields and lost their lives and limbs so that America and the rest of the country could get rich off sugar. Rich off sugar. Rich off sugar. Rich off sugar. This is what we have to remember. And this is what we celebrate. I invite you to remember that the Congo came by ship. The Congolese came by ship. They were brought. People didn't voluntarily come to America. They did not. And so when we remember them, we honor them. We remember them as enslaved people, not as a number, not as an industry. We pour libations. We say thank you to them, and we say ashe.
Ashe.
Now, your turn. Every one of us who has an ancestor, that's someone who passed away, someone who's died, we have an opportunity to remember them. We can either remember them once, let their body be gone, and tell their stories, or you can remember them and let their body be gone and you say nothing about them. But we all stand on the shoulders of somebody great. Those people are those we come behind. If they were not good people in this life, we are praying that there are better people in the other side. So you have a chance to call out the name of your loved one. And remember that every time you call out the name, you keep the energy alive. So I start with my mother, Mildred Graves. Whose name will you call?
Fred Jackson.
Thomas Austin.
Lizard Jackson. John Jackson.
Janie McCrae.
Albert Brown.
If you run out of people in your
Eddie Hammond.
family line, think about people in your community.
Amy
Think
Brown.
about people who made the world a better place.
Dietrich
than it now
Kennedy.
is. Jan Matslinger, we got Shoes. Patricia Batch, we got cataract surgery.
James Kennedy.
Barbara Jordan. Shirley Chisholm. I heard that.
Jerome
Jackson.
What's
Kennedy.
up? Pollock. Baba D.
Walter James
Yeah,
Sr.
yeah. Oh, great and mighty ones, we say thank you for your existence. We know that everything that you
Sherry
did made a
Moore.
difference in our lives, and we stand on your shoulders. We're very proud to be your offspring. We're very proud to be your legacy. We agree to honor you going forward, and all that we say and do, and we say thank you so much, and we say ashe.
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 All right, so those who can't stand, please.